Hi guys, welcome to High Entropy. It's day 71 of DSA learning. Okay, I'm just checking the stream. I see a lot of frame drops, so I hope you can see my screen. By the way, what we are going to do today? Today, first thing, I will try my best, or I am working on explaining the things to people. So, when it comes to explaining, or when it comes to describe things to others, I always revolving around the topic instead of getting directly to the point. So today my goal would be to solve the problem and also explain it to the people, to you guys. So if you feel like you wanted to recommend something to me, do let me know. And also I'm uh, inviting you all to use ChatGPT. No, actually I was saying, okay, if you wanted, you can join my Discord server, guys. It's very important. I wanted to connect with you guys. I mean, not if you want, we can use this channel, and here I have created one thing where you can connect. So if you wanted to connect, just do let me know, and we'll connect. We'll fix a time, and accordingly, what we'll do, we'll live stream and we'll learn along. I mean, we'll learn as co-learner, and we will continue to create a better thing. Okay, so where you can connect. So if you wanted to connect, I'm sharing my Discord link, and we'll connect. I'm just creating a time planning, and accordingly, what we'll do, we'll live. Okay, so what is my agenda for today? I have to explain it to you in my best version, and I won't say best version so far. I will say yeah. So let's jump to the problem, because nowadays I'm wasting a lot of time on YouTube, you can say. Oh, we are in the stocks only. DP on stocks. So let's jump into the third problem, or third part of it, third version of it. You can say DP on stock, and it's best time to buy and sell stock. Part 3, not part 3, version 3, you can say. Given an array of n integers where array of I represents the price of the stock on ith day, determine the maximum profit achievable by completing at most 2 transactions in total. So you can complete 2 transactions maximum. That is the thing. There, like in the last one, there were multiple transactions were allowed, so you can do as much as you possible. Here you can do only 2 transactions, holding at most one share at that the condition is same. Only the thing is here we can make maximum. Like in the first problem, there was a condition like you can make only one transaction. I mean, you can buy and sell. In the second one, you can buy any number of time, you can sell any number of time, and you can buy and sell on the same day. And in third problem, it's like you can buy and sell 2 times, but still the condition is same. Like you have to buy the stock, then you can sell it, and after selling only you can buy it again. You can buy it on the same day. That is allowed. So let me note down quick time player. Actually, I always forget to open it. I hope it will open without any trouble. Oh, thanks. It opened. So let me note down first, then I'll tell you. Okay. So example, we have given array that is 4, 2, 7, 1, 11, and 5. These are the options. And in the second one, array 2, you can say array. Another example, 1, 3, 2, 8, 4, 9. One, 3, 2, 8, 4, 9. 1, 3, 2, 8, 4, 9. So the thing is, we'll start with first. So for example, if I'm taking, let's take examples. Okay, let's take example. What I'm doing here. Okay, So for example, if I'm buying on this day, then can I sell it on this day? No, because it's a smaller amount. So you will wait for this. So you can sell it on this day, or you can sell it on this day, this day, this day. So here you cannot sell because you won't get profit. So you can sell it on any day. So one option. Okay, then after that, what you will do? Once you sold it, then only you can buy it. So suppose if you are selling it on this day, on this, like, it's zero first day, 1 2 3 4 5. So if you are selling it on third day, then you can buy it again. You can buy on the same day. Suppose you are buying on the same day, then you can sell it on fourth, you can sell it on 5, but you will get negative profit, so you can sell. Okay, so we have two, you can say we have two buying options. Somewhere we need to track, right, what I'm thinking. Suppose, how will you decide, like, okay, can I buy a stock or not? Earlier in the first example, what we were doing, we were simply, or in the second example, what we were doing, simply, if we have option of buy, then we will buy or we will not buy. But here we need to check two things: whether are there any buying option available. It could be first time you are buying, it could be second time you are buying, or it could be like you are trying to buy third time. Third time is not allowed, right? You can buy twice only. So you have to check. Can I say, like, buy one variable, buy equals to 2 at starting, then whenever you are buying, making a buying decision, then you will be having only selling options open, right? If you have bought something, then you can sell it only. But how you will decide whether you bought something or not? Hmm. So let's say, what are the options? Buy can be, okay, so what is the range of buy? It could be 0, it could be 1, it could be 2. At starting, what will be? It will be 2, then 1, 0. Okay, now when it is 2, then what are the options? Can you sell? No, you will say, okay, I cannot sell. So it's buying option. Sell. No, you cannot sell. When you have 1, then you can sell, because you will say, okay, someone, what you will say, someone already bought it, now I can sell it, because B sell is less than 2. That means you can say, okay, here, so you can sell. Okay, another thing, what is, okay, let me do one thing, let me create all possible options. So first thing is, like, it is 2, and then can you sell? It's like buying, buy is 2, so sell. If buy is 2, then can you say sell? No, 0. If buy is 1, then can you sell? You can say, yeah, you have option to sell. So you can say it's possible, it's not possible, you can say. Now when it is sell, buy is 0, that means also you can sell, because that means someone already bought something, now you can sell it. But what if it is -1? That means you cannot, it's already being sold and you sold it. So only possible options when you can sell is 1 or 0, and only possible option when you can buy. Okay, when B is 2, then you can buy. When B is 1, then you can buy. Okay, when it is 2, so you will say, okay, now I need to think more. Okay, now you will be thinking, like, okay, one more thing is here, we have two options, we have two variables to control it: buy and sell. If you notice, what the problem with, if we will keep buy only, then for example, if it is 2, then you will say, okay, it's 2, that means no one bought yet, because 2 is equals to, that means there is no reduction, number of options, still you have 2. So definitely you will choose buy. So this is okay. Here you will say buy. But what if it is 1? Now you have option. I mean, you have to decide whether it's buy or sell. Now you cannot confirm whether you can buy or you cannot, because it depends on sell. If you sold, then only you can buy. So you need second variable, that is sell. Because if it is 1, you are not able to decide whether should I sell or not, whether should I buy or not. But if it's 0, then also you can say okay. If it's 0, then you can say okay. Definitely that means you already consumed all the buying options, so now you have only option to sell or not. Hmm. So the challenge is with this one. So what if you'll say sell? Sell, what will be sell? Sell count will be become, if you are buying 2, that means you already sold. Then S will become 1, and if it is 1, that means you already sold it. If it is 2, then you will say okay, no, you cannot buy. So let me summarize all the options. So these are the options for the buying and sell. These are the different values that B and S can have, buy or sell. Okay. Now when buy is 2, so can you, what you can do? When buy count is 2. Okay, let me do one thing. When buy count is 2, you can do two things. You can buy it. I mean, I 2 1 0. This will be the condition. It is representing for buy. It is representing for sell. Now you can say if buy is 2, sell is 2. Definitely sell, buy is 2. Now no, you haven't bought anything. So you will say you can buy only. You have option. When buy is 2 1 and sell is 2, then you will say okay, you cannot buy, you can only sell. When buy is 0 and sell is 2, that won't be the case. You are already checking it, so not possible. It's, you cannot say like buy 2, buy became 0 and sell will be only 1 only maximum. Then you will say 1. Okay, when buy is 1, buy is 2, sell is 1. So sell is already 1, buy is 2. It's also not possible. You have buy and you sold something, so that is also not possible case. Another is sell is 2, sell buy is 1 and sell is 1. So what will you say? Buy is 1, sell is 1. Definitely you can only buy. And when buy is 0 and sell is 1, sell is 1, that means you already finished buy, now you can sell only. And another one, when buy is 0, sell options are 0 and buy is 2, that is also not possible. When sell options are 1 and buy option are 1 and sell option are 0, so that is also not possible. When buy options are 0 and sell options are 0, so that means this is done condition. So this is also not possible. Like when you don't have anything, you can, why would you buy? Sell also become 0, buy become 0, then so I'm just thinking like, oh, there are some other options that are not possible. Most of them are not possible. Only you have two things when you can make a decision. When it's buy equals to 2, you can simply buy only. When buy and sell, when sell equals to 2 and buy equals to 1, then you can buy on, sell only. Bro, it will be pretty happy editorial. Memoization, tabulation, or tabulation. Okay. Recursion. So here they are using, why do we need second buy and second sell state? So I will use two variables only, buy and sell. I will use buy and sell, and accordingly I'll decide. So what I'll do, let me note down the logic for it. Solve, what we'll do, we'll use buy and sell, and what else? Array, and but if I have two options, then memory will be 3D. It will be something like, okay, here you are doing, and index memory, so here you will say index can go idx, that represents the area index, can go up to 0 to n, and memory I'm just creating 3D view. No, it's bad. Who will visualize like this? Okay, but we need 3D memory, and I'm thinking it's not good approach. Only problem is we cannot decide based on buy value whether it's 210. What if I'll use to buy? There I saw an example. First buy, second buy. So you will say, okay, let's say like this, first buy and second buy. So at starting, what will be? It will be 0. No, you don't have option to second buy. You will be having 1 at starting, 1 and 0. So what you will do? Now you have, if it's first buy, then you will buy, then buy, and call. It will become, first buy will become 0, second buy will be 0, because you don't have any option to buy it at starting. So you will call this, or you will say 1 remain 1, and index will proceed, and it will be 0. Okay, and how will you decide whether second time buy or not? If first buy equals to 0, if first buy equals to 0, that means you already bought the first value now, and second buy equals to 0. Sell, and after that you will say second buy equals to 1. Second buy equals to 0 equals to 1, that means you can sell. And what else you can say? You cannot call further. If you are performing second buy, that means that's over, so you'll return it. But if I'll use two variables, then still I need to
Today we will be solving the third problem in the buy and sell stock category.
23
And what
minutes.
does the third problem state? Before understanding this, the prerequisites are that you should have done the part 1 and the part 2. What was part 1? The part 1 stated that you will be given a prices and you're just allowed to do one transaction. So probably you could have bought over here and you could have sold it over here. Hence the profit that you would have made was 4, correct? And with what was part 2? Part 2 said that you can do as many, like infinite transactions, but just make sure you don't engage in multiple transactions together. So you could have said, I will buy here, I'll sell it here. So this is where you could have done 2 profit, buy here, sell here, 3 profit, buy here, sell here, 3 profit. So you could have made a total of 8 profit if you'd have gone by the part 2, because in part 2 you can do unlimited number of transactions. Just make sure none of the 2 transactions are overlapping. What is part 3? Part 3 states at max
2
transactions. Yes, at max what you can do is 2 transactions, not more than 2 transactions. Okay, so we are basically limiting the number of transactions that we are doing. So apparently if there was unlimited transactions, you could have done this, then this, and then this. So you could have done 3 transactions to get the maximum profit, but over here you're limited. So how can you do at max 2 transactions? Probably you can say, I can do this, I can do this, then you'll get 2, then you'll get 3, which makes it a total profit of 5. In this way you can do 2 transactions, or you can say, I'll do a transaction here which will give me a profit of
4
2.
and 1.
I'll do a transaction here which will give you a profit of 3, hence I'll get a total profit of 5. Basically buy the stock here, sell the stock here, buy the stock here, sell the stock here. It will give you a profit of 5. Or I can say is, hey listen, buy here, sell here to get a profit of 3, again buy here and again sell here to get a profit of 3. In total you can make a profit of 6. That means you can do these couple of transactions and you can make a profit of 6, and that's the maximum you can make. That's 3 minus 0 equal to 3 and 4 minus 1 equal to 3, which makes it a total sum of 6, and that is the maximum profit that you can make. Yes, that is the maximum profit you can make by buying here, selling here, buying here, selling here. So you have done at max 2 transactions. Now this problem is an extension of the buy and sell stock 2 problem that we did over there. If you remember, let's get back to the code. Over there, if you remember the recursive code, how did the recursive code look like? We started with the 0th index, right? And we took the buy initially to be, you're allowed to buy, right? We took it as true. So You started with a 0th index and you said that you're allowed to buy. That's how you started, correct? And then what you did was, if you're allowed to buy, you took that guy. You took that guy, and when you took it, it did add a negative value to you. It did add a negative value to you. Why? Because if you're taking that stock, that means you're investing money into the market. So the money is gone, thereby a minus. And then you said, I'll go to the next guy, I'll go to the next A, and this guy will be sell. That means you're not, and what is the other thing? You say that I'll giving him permission to buy. So if you're allowed to buy, either you can buy or either you cannot buy. That's how you will do if you are allowed to buy, right? And if you're asked, hey, listen, I'm not allowed to buy, I'm allowed to just sell. So either you can sell. So if you sell from the market, you'll get this value back. So this is the value that you'll get back, and you'll go to the next day. So if you have sold on the next day, you're again allowed to buy. You're again allowed to buy, right? And if you say that, hey, listen, I'm not interested to sell today, that means the amount that you'll get from the market is 0. You'll go to the next day and is still able to sell and not able to buy. So that's how you can see sell or not sell. This is how the code was looking for the case where we had infinite transactions. That is the reason we just kept a track of A and buy. Now, if I am introducing something as an infinite transactions, I can do as many transactions as I wish, and I'm doing. But now, instead of infinite, I'm saying make it a 2 transactions. I'm putting a bound. So can you relate this to the knapsack problem where I'm saying, hey, listen, you can just do this much. You cannot do more than this. You're just allowed to do 2 transactions. So can I say, okay, fine, if I'm allowed to do 2 transactions, can I rewrite the same code into something like similar code where I say index and buy, and I put a cap. Like, this is the maximum number of transactions I can do. I cannot exceed these cap of transactions. So let's forget about the base case. Let's write the buy case if I'm allowed to buy, and let's write the other case if I'm not allowed to buy. So if I'm allowed to buy, what will I do? I will say, if I buy, this is what I lose out on to the market for sure, because this is the price that I'll give it to the market. So that is gone from me. So minus prices of index plus f of index plus 1, and I'm not allowed to buy. So 0. In the next step, I'll go and to a normal sell. So the initial cap that you can pass is 2, and buy will be 1 and index will be 0, where 0 resembles the 0th day. Now tell me, if you're performing a buy, is the transaction complete? The answer to that is no, the transaction is yet not completed, because you're performing a buy. For a transaction to be completed, it has to be a buy sell. So the transaction is yet not completed, right? So what you do is you say, hey, the transaction is yet not completed, so please go on with the number of transactions that you had. Or else I can say, hey, listen, on this given day, I'm not interested to buy. So I'm not interested to buy. Can I say I'll take a 0? Plus f of, I'll go to the next day, right? And I'll say, I'll still be able to buy because I did not buy anything. And the transaction cap will be like, I'll still have the similar number of transactions. And what I will return is this, or let's quickly check out the value. Yep.
Okay, I got.
In the previous past,
I just want to see memoization.
Change questions. So I know I will end up the transactions when I reach n. That's when I reach n. And what did we write the base case over here? If you remember, it's simply returned a 0 because I know I will end up the transactions when I reach n. That's when I reach n. And what did we write the base case over here? If you remember, it's simply returned a 0 because when you're reaching the, like, you have exhausted all the days, you will not get anything from the market. Will you get anything from the market? Definitely not. So you get a return 0. What's the other case? If I also exhaust the transactions, will I get anything back from the market? No. So can I say these couple of stuffs will be my base case? I will not get anything from the market. I cannot perform anything, so that's over. Or if I've exhausted the number of days, I'll not get anything from the market. So this is what I will be doing. A shuffle change on the cap of the transactions will enable me to convert the previous code to this problem most to of now recursion, right? Idea. So we are doing as of now all possibility, but because you're performing on index plus stack space that you will be involving. But we need to optimize this. And how can you optimize this? If there are overlapping, yes, I've taught this in the previous 34 lectures. So if you're joining this video for the first time, please go back and watch out all the lectures, because this playlist is sequential. You cannot just start from anything in between. So if there are overlapping subproblems, you can draw the recursion tree and you'll see that there are certain overlapping subproblems. Thereby, what we can do is we can definitely apply something as memoization to stop pre-computation of the repeated states. So what are the states? We have an index. So what are the maximum value of index can be? This index can be from 0 to n minus 1, which makes it a total of n different states from 0 to n minus 1. What can we buy? Buy can be either you are not allowed to buy or either you are allowed to buy. 2 different states of buy. What can be capped? Either you have 0 transactions remaining, 1 transactions remaining, or 2 transactions remaining. Thereby, you can have 3 different set of transactions. So I see 3 changing parameters or 3 changing states. Thereby, you just need to create a DP state of n cross 2 cross 3. And if you're able to do this, you will be able to code this up. Now, this is kind of a 3D DP, you can call it. Just make sure you memorize in terms of index, buy, and cap before returning. That's what you just need to do in order to convert this into a memoization solution. And be able to convert this into a memoization solution, time complexity of that solution will be n cross 2 cross 3, because that's what you have over here, n cross 2 cross 3. and the space complexity will be obviously n cross 2 cross 3 plus the auxiliary stack space plus the auxiliary stack space of the recursion. So yeah, without actually waiting, let's quickly code this up and see if this is working. So you can see this is the question which states you have at most 2 transactions. So you're given the prices, you're given the n.
Okay, if I ever use DP of 3D size, bro, then I can solve it. So let me note down. First buy, okay, for, okay, let me note down first here. First thing, we have two variables, buy and sell. Buy can be 0 or 1, sell capacity can be 2, 1 or 0. So one thing will be this. So what I'll do, I will create one array of 2, one array of 2, 0, 2 and 0. So solve will be, okay, index, buy, sell, buy capacity, and then we'll be having array memoization. So first thing, if capacity becomes 0, that means you already exhausted two, you already made 2 transactions. So capacity, that means you cannot do further, so you will get return 0. And if you can say if capacity is 0, if buy equals to 0, return 0. And okay, alright, so this is one memoization part. Now I'll do one thing. If you have option of buy, so what you'll do, simply buy 0, 1. So buy, that means you have 2 options, either buy or not buy. When you will buy, then you will say solve I dx plus 1. This is one thing. Okay, then buy will be 0 because you already bought something, and also you will get minus profit, minus p plus. Else then you will say buy equals to become 0, sell will be No, capacity will be cap minus 1, and what else? Other stuff will be same. Okay, option 2, when you are not. If you are not taking, that means solve will be getting the result idx plus 1, and you will say no by not by capacity. Capacity will remain capacity because you are not buying it, so why your capacity will be down. And third, result will be max of these two, else that means you cannot buy, you can sell only. So op1 solve idx plus 1, and index plus 1, and option 2, that means you are selling, so 1 remained 1. Minus 1. Self array mem buy and sell, not sell, cap. So buy equals to 0, rdx equals to 0, and buy will be 1 at starting, capacity equals to 2, okay. So it's more like if rdx equals to n, return 0. If capacity equals to 0, return 0. If mem of what we say rdx and buy and then second one is the capacity greater than equals to 0, return. Why will I write it? If buy, then we can buy only. So buy or not buy. So p1 will say self dot solve, and then we are going to pass all the value. So if we are taking or not taking respective, we are progressing or we are moving to next index. So index will be +1, and here you are buying it, right? So your buy will become 0 because you cannot buy further, you have to sell first, and capacity will become capacity -1, and array and mem option 2 self solve rdx +1, and still you can buy because buy is you haven't bought it. So capacity will remain capacity, array will remain array, memory will remain memory, and here I will say array of idx plus the profit that you are getting, and you will say return max of op1 op2. Okay, now you will say idx and then buy and sell capacity. Else if you are not buying, that means you are selling. So option 1 sell. So selling means, okay, sorry, my bad, here we need to take minus. I mean you are deducting, you are buying something, that means you are in debt. So ARR of IDX first thing, then self dot solve one. That means you cannot sell, you can buy. Okay, so first thing if this is, and then index capacity will become capacity -1, capacity at starting will be 2, then 1 when you bought it, and then you Finally. And it's little tricky for me to think out of. I mean, there will be some wrong things, definitely. Hidden zero capacity. You just made a buy option, then your buy will become zero, capacity will be capacity minus 1 because you already bought something, you have still one capacity, so at the starting it will be 2. By array of index self dot idx. Sometimes I feel like I'm sleeping. Very bad, bro. So the weather is very bad. I mean, really, I'm just turned off. My window is open. Okay, see, this person is solving the problem.
हवाई कर रहा हूँ वही शुरू हो रहा है एक्चुअली एल्गोरिथम पे शुरू है इसे कुछ और दिया बेसिक इशू यस पकड़ गया
Oh god. Oh, okay. Literary, literary, literally.
यस पकड़ गया
I'm watching video on video. It's like a stack. By the way, let's do it. I was feeling sleepy. I don't know what's wrong with it. I got 10. It's expecting 15. Here, 8, 12. Everything is messed up. Capacity 2 and buy option 1, index 0. So at starting, we will start with index equals to 0 and buy will be 1, and capacity will be 2. Array and mem. What you will say? Index equals to n. That means you already you are at the last index or out of index. And if capacity becomes 0, that means you already consumed both buy and sell. Let me think. At starting, when you are buying for the first time, capacity will be 2. When you are buying for the second time, capacity will be 1. Okay, if you are not buying, then capacity will remain 2, and you can see why I'm writing buy. You can still buy. Capacity will remain same. Array mem index buy. Okay, array of index you are adding if selling, and index will move further, and now you have option buy. No bro, somewhere I'm missing something. Option 1, option 2. First time buy, then capacity will become 1, and then if you are selling, then capacity will remain 1. You still have 1 capacity. When you are making, you are okay, you are making second transaction, so buy will become 0, capacity will become 0 because you are, it's your second buy. Somewhere something गड़बड़ हो गया. Okay, something I'm missing, I believe. Option 1, option 2. I will do one thing. 0 by 1, capacity 2. Now at starting 0, 1, 2. When you will buy first buy, then become 0, I mean 1, and capacity. Okay, forget about index. It will become capacity. It will be 0 and 1. After sell, it will become 1, 1. After buy, it will become 0. Okay, I think capacity should be same when we are buying. Then only once you are making full transaction, then you should reduce the capacity. Capacity -1. See, Perfect. Hey, hip hip hooray. Oh man, why are you doing some mistakes? Very bad mistakes. I'm just thinking like, do I need a bigger array? 3D array? To solve it using table method. We need two arrays, previous and current. When n equals to n, I means I equals to rdx equals to n, what will be the scenario? That means you already exhausted all the elements. So very difficult to visualize our here one side you will say okay, you have rdx index and then previous, not previous, what we call by and count capacity. So 1 0 or 0 1, what, it's up to you. 0 1, so when you have 2 and 0, 2 and 0, I mean yeah, so when you have actually when you are at index 0, that means you cannot buy anything. You are already exceeded none, so it will be 0 0 0 0 0. And for another one, next one, for first element, what you will say, if buy, if sell, so you will check both. If it is y, then you will put into this array, and then accordingly, like if capacity is 0, that means simply you cannot buy, so you will put 0. Okay, so let me say, if buy, then buy or not buy, and if you are buying something, then you will say okay, hmm. So if you are buying index plus 1, it will be always, so that means rdx plus 1, first thing. Second, what you'll do, second option, like you are buying or not buying. Okay, I'm keeping here only. So it's like, if you are buying, that means it will become 0. If you are not buying, it will become 1. And another thing, if you are buying, then capacity will remain capacity, or it will be whatever capacity you have right now. So for example, it could be, if you are taking capacity 2, so it will be 2 only, and it will be 2 only. Only thing is, like, here you will add minus profit, and here you will add 0. This is one thing. Sell. So can I say previous of max of previous of buy will be 0, and capacity, how will it decide capacity? Or previous of 1, it will become 1, and capacity, if you are buying, you won't change capacity. Okay, sell. So you will say max of, you are moving further, so you will say previous or next. It's better to use next. Definitely this problem I need to revise, and I would need a revision would be required, so I would require revision. Okay, so okay, 0. If you are selling, then you have option next, you will check buy. Okay, and capacity, cap minus 1. Okay, next, if you are not selling, then if you are not selling, then it will be 0 only, you can still sell, and capacity will remain capacity, because you haven't made any change. Why it feel like 0 and capacity? Why do these two are? First thing, will be having two values. Okay, one more thing. I don't need to. If capacity is 0, that means it will be 0, right? Capacity is 0, then result will be 0. Whether it's buy or sell, I don't care. So it will be 0. for other at the starting what will be having. So next will be 0 at starting. I need to put all zeros. And then for I in range 1, n minus 1 to 0, if 0 and 1, if buy, then what will do? Simply buy means you can buy it. So 0, 1, 2, 3. I will use 0, 1 and 2. And for capacity 0 it will be 0, so I won't even consider it. So I will say 1 and 2. Better if I use 2 and 1. So if buy, then what are the options I have? Then OP1 will be next of, what do I say, next will be I plus 1. And if you are buying, so first thing we need to include array of I plus next. Now what you can do, you will say okay, I cannot buy further, so I have to sell, so I will change buy to 0 and capacity will remain capacity. Okay, option 2 is like where you are not taking anything, you are not buying or selling, so next will be same, next will remain 1 only, or you can say buy only, and 1. Capacity will remain capacity because you are not paying. Else that means sell, so OP2 option 1 is equals to array of I where you are selling something, and next you will say okay, I'm selling, then I can buy only, and capacity will be minus 1 because you sold something. And option 2 you are not selling, so 0, you will get profit 0. And next of what we say, okay, next of, so you are not selling something, so still you have selling capacity will remain capacity, so return, okay, not return, but you will say current of I current of I, okay, current of I current of buy, and capacity is nothing but max of OP1, OP2, and here OP1 current of buy, and capacity is equals to OP1 max of OP1, OP2. So I'm not consciously focusing, I believe. So return, not return, but it's pretty little difficult to visualize things in 3D. or maybe I do not know properly, that's why. How to copy it? I forgot the syntax. I think I never used. Okay, at the end, what you are getting? You will say you got your capacity will be at a starting. Your capacity will be 2. You are starting at first index. Index will be 0. So previous. Okay, bro. Where are we using previous? Next. So written. What? So next of first thing will be by. So 1. Okay. Second thing will be you will be having capacity 2. I'm not feeling confident when I'm solving this problem. I mean, literally, I need to solve it twice, thrice, then only I'll be comfortable with this problem. Unexpected indent. Oh, here, God. At starting, next means will be all zeros, and current will be -1, -1, 0. We have next. We are looking for current. At starting, everything is -1, 0, 0. And -1. So I will be this, and then buy between 0 and 1. Okay, if buy, that means you can buy it If you are buying it, then what are the options you have? Option buy. If you are buying something, capacity will remain same. That means you bought it, so buy was 1, now buy will become 0. And if you are not buying it, still it will be buy, and capacity will remain capacity. Current buy and capacity max of OP1 and OP2. OP1 area of 5 plus next one, that means you bought it already, or now you are selling it. You sold, you got profit, and if you are selling something, then capacity will reduce. I mean, literally, I don't know where am I making, where am I making a mistake.
So we saw that the nomination code gave you rate events. Just make sure you next and cap can be anything. So let me write. It states buy and cap can be anything. So I'll be like, okay, I can be from 0 to 1, cap can be from 0 to 1, sorry, 0 to 2. Thereby, TP of index is n, y is right from here, cap is right from here, and that will be 0. That's the second base case. That's how you write the base case. Once you get to the base cases, this is the opposite. So it starts from, yes, n minus 1, L0. This starts from the opposite, 0 to 1. This starts from the opposite, that is 0 to 2. Just run these 3 loops and then copy paste the recurrence. And the answer will be at the initial call. The call was made for 0, by 2 transactions allowed. This is where your answer will not.
I think the problem optimization and that both we discussed in the same. But bro, where you made a mistake. Next will be 0 0. I'll keep everything 0. I don't know. My dimag is really, bro. Where exactly I'm making mistake? I'm not getting. We will be having 0 0 0 at base condition. I in range. At starting, you will be saying, okay, I'll be having two options, either buy or sell. So if you are selling something, 5, is this minus one problem creating? What the heck? Wait a minute. What was the mistake that I was doing? Current -1, -1. Let me convert it back. Okay. That means for capacity 2 and capacity 1, you are keeping them 0. I mean -1. Capacity 2 and 1, and it could be 0 or 1, you are keeping same. Current, okay, good. Now when you are going to this, then you are making change. For 0, or it could be for 1, buy and capacity. So 0 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 1, 2 and 1. Or it should be like this one should be 0. I made one mistake. Capacity is 0 at the starting, right? If I'll keep them as -1, then it will be okay. जो क्या चूतियागिरी कर रहा है. Very bad performance. My MBC. I wanted to say something. Oh God, I think I'm hallucinated. Okay, so we solved one problem. It's very bad, bro. I'm not feeling good. Like how I'm performing. I'm hallucinated. So bad. Let me take break. How much time I took? 1 hour 27 minutes. Sorry. Bye bye. I'll see you tomorrow. Not I'll see you today. As today I'm gonna stream AI. I'm gonna learn. I mean it's necessary now.